initial reaction when Coach Meyer got that 15-yard penalty for getting hit in the face by the ref?
I don't know. I saw it happen, and I saw he was just like really disappointed in himself. He was just like, man, like it's almost like when your hand got caught in the cookie jar as a little kid or something. So he was, I guess he was a little upset with himself.
Did he apologize to the offense? Because he said today that he felt bad about the 15-yard penalty, and although he said he didn't agree with it.
It's all good.
JT, what can you say about what Dontre Wilson is bringing to the team this year?
I mean, I think a lot of times, I don't know, we try to, I don't know, it's almost like we overlook one or the other between Dontre and Curtis, but they're the same, they're one and the same. I think Dontre doesn't get a lot more running back in between his tackle stuff, but they're both dynamic players that do a lot for our offense, create mismatches with linebackers and could get up on a safety and make guys missing over the field. So they both are very dynamic players for us.
He broke his foot against Michigan State and caught that touchdown pass, and it sounds like that injury is still kind of lingering, just he's never really fully healed. Have you ever sensed any frustration with him that he hasn't been able to be maybe the player he wants to be?
Not necessarily. I think he's just, I think he's very thankful in the opportunities that, that he gets. I know everybody gets frustrated in our offense at receiver. I think that's part of it because you want to make plays for the team and things like that. So I know that can be frustrating at times, but I think he's grateful for the opportunity that he does get, and I think he tries to make the most of it.
JT, nobody's been ever more responsible for touchdowns at Ohio State than you are. You passed Braxton Miller's record on Saturday, and that's your record. And is it more meaningful the fact of what that 89th touchdown meant? And I'm just wondering, as you keep looking at this, I know we keep asking you about it, but what does something like that mean to you?
I don't know. It's like I was trying to win games around here. Honestly, I mean records are good and all. Maybe I appreciate it more when I'm 40 or 50. But right now, I don't think records. I don't think they really matter if we didn't win. You know what I'm saying? I think we would talk about a loss more than a record. So I'm worried about winning. I think that I'm very grateful and honored to be here at a place like Ohio State and just be able to help the team win and do the best I can and produce some touchdowns.
Well, with that in mind, though, a lot of people thought the moment you came of age as a Ohio State quarterback was in overtime at Penn State a couple of years ago. I mean, just looking at what do you remember about that setting, and did you personally grow up a lot that night or take another step that night, the way y'all won in overtime?
I think we grew up as a team. Honestly, that night, myself personally, I think it was one of the things. Just a little adversity. I guess you could say at that time that was my edge. See how far I could go because my knee was hurting, but understanding that I didn't want to come out the game. I knew I still could play and be able to make plays, and so it was just one of the things you had to fight through it mentally. And luckily, God's help, I was able to do that. So I'd say I did grow up in that aspect, but I think as a team, as a whole, we grew up.
JT, you guys have won 20 straight on the road, which is it hard for even to believe that, knowing how hard it is to win away from home? What does that say about the program, and how do you think you've been able to do it?
I think it's just preparation, honestly, and then understanding that all the things that we go through in the off season, that Coach Mick, I said at the end of the game, I was like, all the things we kind of get mad at him for, in the off season, man, he's like, oh man, why are you making us do this? Why are you making us do that? But that's the tough times we go through then. It really comes up when we're on the road. It comes up at home sometimes, but you got your fan there, you got the home crowd to support you and things like that. But on the road, it's just you and 70 other guys, just the boys. And so that's when those hard times in the off season come up, and that's when it's got to come through your play. And so I think that's really what it is. It's credit to Coach Mick and the
Can you give an example of something he does that in the offseason that maybe you guys are thinking, what in the world are we doing this for?
I ain't going to give away the secrets. I ain't going to give away no secrets.
JT, you've played in a whiteout and you've been to Camp Randall now. Obviously, you've been in a lot of hostile venues, but how do they kind of compare to each other? What you dealt with 2 years ago and Saturday night?
They're both great. College football atmospheres. I think I don't know how many people sit. I think Penn State has more people, so I think at times that could be louder. But I mean, third down, I think we did a better job than we did at Oklahoma, but it was definitely rowdy. The jump around was crazy. I didn't jump around. We were, going in the score, so I was a little more focused on that. But I think that's Big Ten football. I think that's the great thing about it, playing in the Big Ten. Is you go to places like that and get to experience those type of things.
As you analyze the passing game,
that was the point where you said that you thought your reputation was that of a weenie-armed quarterback. Do you still feel like that's the way you're regarded?
No, I got caught up in it myself. I think I was scrolling through Twitter too much or something. But no, I don't have.
as you analyze the passing game right now, JT, what's like maybe one thing or maybe even two things you feel like you guys need to get better at as you analyze the passing game?
I think timing. I think at times maybe I was ready to throw and the receivers, weren't quite open, or maybe I need to slow down my drop in order to allow them to take a little longer to get open. But I think more timing-wise, and that's the biggest thing when you throw deeper passes down the field, is you have to have the timing there. Otherwise, linebackers get underneath routes or safeties clamp down on routes. So I think with that, we have to be on time in the passing game. I think me and the receiver tight ends, we could all get better.
JT,